Let's introduce ourselves first. My name's Alastair Matchett. I was a banker at J.P. Morgan, doing M&A work, and worked in private equity for a bit, and then went into the training business and have been teaching on Wall Street for longer than I care to admit. Anish, why don't you introduce yourself?
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Alastair. My name is Anish. I am a little bit older than I look. I graduated from Brown University in 2010. I studied economics, and since then I've worked in investment banking at Barclays, where I was in FIG coverage, focusing on M&A. And afterwards, I worked on the buy side at Goldman for a few years, and then I moved over to lead their training efforts for the investment bank for the next 4 years.
Fantastic. Now, Anish, I've got a few questions for you. And the first one is, you have been both an analyst and an associate, and you also have run the Goldman's analyst program. What do you think is the secret sauce for high-performing analysts?
Oh, for high-performing analysts,
yeah.
Okay. Wouldn't everyone like to know? I think it's very, my experience, I've gone through it myself, like you said, and I've also seen people go through it. And I really do feel like I know the answer to this question. It's a mix between, a few different things, but I would say the first one is really attitude. It's very surprising to me how much I see people focus on the actual financial elements of the job. They want to become experts in accounting. They want to do deals on day one. They want to stay up in the office till 4 a.m. every night, learning how to model. I would say before all those things are important. You need to know the financial elements of the job. But I would say attitude is probably the number one thing that makes or breaks either interns or creates a successful analyst versus a non-successful analyst. Just being able to endure, overcome, and to have a positive attitude when you're working with your team, because almost everything is going to be collaborative. The other, looking at some notes here, I would say the other thing, that I would kind of talk about is, depending on what your background is, there are folks that come into these jobs, me included, with zero financial experience. I would say, if you have the right attitude, oftentimes what you'll find is especially in the beginning, when you don't know anything to begin with, most of your tasks or most of the things that people will ask you to do are simply things that require you to be in the moment, to review something, to make sure it makes sense, to make sure there aren't any typos in it, to do things on time, communicate with people properly. Those things don't require any financial experience. And those are the things that will help you develop trust with people. And then lastly, I would say just if you can, trying to have fun. Because if you approach this as a learning experience and less like a job, there's a better chance you'll enjoy it and a better chance you'll actually end up doing high quality work.
That's great. I think the attitude thing, I totally agree with that. It's just the people with the bad attitude, that is just the worst, right?
Yeah.
So what would
no
you
matter
say,
how smart you are.
Yeah, exactly. So what would you say are the top 3 things that people look for when they're recruiting people like